What's going on, guys? Kyger here, and today we're here to talk about Zombies Strange and Marvel Future Revolution. We're going to go over the mechanics and how you can progress in this new invasion. Let's jump into it. So before we talk about the actual invasion, let's talk about the rewards. These badges don't have set effects like Thanos. They're more like the one before that, Magneto, where based off of if X happens, then Y happens. So let's take a look. So if we look at slot one right here, that's fifth slot is when it gets the effect. Increase max damage rate by 6% for 7 seconds when landing a critical hit. Um, I mean, not really all that great. These badges are also notably different from Thanos as well, because Thanos had things you can get in different slots. Like in the slot 5, you can get melee damage decrease, and in slot 6, you can get range damage decrease on Thanos. On these, slot 1 and 2 is specifically attack, crit rate, crit damage, and accuracy, as you'll see right here for the first four, and the fifth one is the effect. Slot 3 and 4 is defense, dodge, crit decrease, and guard decrease. They all have the same likelihood, as you see 25% per, meaning you can get a 4x crit decrease or 3 dodge and a crit decrease, whatever you're trying to go for. Uh, these are the stats that you can expect. 5 and 6 is HP, ultimate recovery, cooldown, and stamina. On par, this is probably, of the three that we have so far, this is probably the worst badges. But there are two I want you to look out for to see if they fit your build. So slot 6 has a very interesting one down here. So if we go to 6 right here, click it, click that. Its effect is decrease stamina consumption by 15% for 7 seconds upon landing a max damage hit. So if you score max damage on any basic attack, crit, it doesn't have to be a crit, just any hit, then you will reduce your stamina consumption by 15% for 7 seconds. This is really, really great for characters that require a lot of stamina, as Doctor Strange, or even Captain America has some big ones, a bunch of 30s, or the one that I think is going to get the most out of this is either Storm or Iron Man. Iron Man, a lot of his skills don't require a lot, but he's using a lot of skills. So for 7 seconds, that's a long time to just click buttons having 15% less. This can also be used as a counter for Scarlet Witch, because remember, she increases your stamina consumption by 30%, and she can always have that up, as we saw from my video yesterday. So reducing stamina cost is powerful here. It's up for about a third of the time. I'm not saying this is the best thing to get, and everyone needs a slot 6 one right here, but this is one that can slot into your build if you're thinking about stuff. Remember, on this channel, I like to do a lot of theory crafting, and this is a very good theory craft badge. The other one that I thought was interesting and then could be used because of what slot it is slot 2. And we're going to check that out right here. Slot 2. Increase skill damage by 7% for 7 seconds upon landing a max damage hit. Same requirement as we saw in slot 1. Some of them don't require max damage hits but require critical hits. But they increase weird stats that don't really matter. Most of them are increasing max damage rate, which will allow you to hit these bonuses right here. But you should hit max damage rate enough that a third of the time, 7% bonus damage. That's people put slots on their specializations for 20 or 25% bonus. So a 7% just because. And even Thanos and things like that. Like I said, Thanos has different things you can get in the 1 through 4. On the 1 through 4 For slot 2, he does not. This is the 1 through 4 on the slot 1 and slot 2 badges are all the same across the board. So if you had to pick one, it would either be slot 2 for this 7% bonus. You also have the option of the Magneto one, which gives you, I believe, a 4% bonus on the slot 3 badge, which allows you to start stacking damage, which, if you remember Havson, that's something he always praised was stacking damage, because percentages on percentages is how you achieve big numbers in this game. Let's get into the actual invasion now. Alright, so real quick, I checked the stage 5. It's 1.530 million, which is the same number it was before, with the same recommendation of 1.7. You probably don't need it. This one's a lot easier than the other two. So if we look, it initially starts with this eyeball, and it's just a damage check. Rush it down. You're going to do some damage and get it down a little bit, and then these 4 eyes will become targets right here, as you see. Only one is a target at a time, and this is very interesting. The front and the back ones are very different. And why I say that is you only see 2 here, but there's the same. So they're on this side. There's another 2 on this side. These front 2 right here die based off of damage. You actually hitting it, dealing damage to it. The back 2, the one that's currently green and the one that would be right here, die based off of guard damage. It was hard to tell in the earlier levels because they all died pretty quickly. They don't have massive guard or anything. It's just interesting to note that if you do have a high or highest guard break skill on your rotation, those back 2 right there do die based off of guard damage, not regular damage, to help you get a higher score in this invasion. Next, the same eye that you were killing comes back with 2 to 3 bars left and then keeps fighting you. It's a damage check, kill it as fast as possible. It's got a few attacks on the ground, but nothing crazy. Just dodge it if you can and then go for it. Nothing too crazy in this invasion, to be honest. So then we have Doctor Strange. He comes in. He has these buildings and stuff around him. He starts throwing them down, doing some damage. Once you get him at a certain point, after a certain amount of time / whichever comes first, if you shoot down his HP fast enough, or if a certain amount of time happens, he puts down this pentagram with his summons right here. You see Dead Strange. The goal is to obviously kill them quick enough before this big AoE comes down. Shouldn't be too hard, even if there's only 2 or 3 of you. Just rush down the summons, kill them as fast as possible. Then you get Strange to the next phase, where he starts raining down AoEs. They're all different kinds. He has some where he does the mirror dimension, but it's red. He has others where he just slams the ground. Also another one where he does a big yellow circle on the ground, which obviously, as you're used to with Kingtron, things like that, slow comes down, dodge, what have you, boom, damage. Last but not least, he has this very interesting skill right here where it's hard to tell based off of how you move around. If it's 4 sections, if he hits 3 sections and 1 is a safe zone is what I believe it is. But that's just how I've been playing it. But this section over here, it might just be a left-right, up-down kind of thing, where the other side is also a safe space. But I've just been playing it as he hits 3 and the 4th section is free. Now, remember, they give you points if you receive damage. So if you're trying to hike up your score just a little bit, you can just stand in it. That's based off of if you can survive it or whatnot. But if you're able to, it will give you additional points while you are hitting him, not hurting your DPS. Overall, this invasion right here is pretty easy, but it is a damage check. There are several of these phases, is literally kill it as fast as possible. So if you're going to try to go for score, you're going to want high damage. You don't really have to worry about the guard break in the beginning portion because didn't even really notice it most of the time. But when someone started using a guard break skill, it did go kind of quicker. But that versus the rest of the fight, I like how quick it is. Let me know what you guys think about the Zombie Strange Invasion, and if you are able to finish it. Till next time, guys.